It's time for the absolutely... I'm on my way! Completely! I'm almost there! Random! Why are there so many stairs? Podcast! Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, January 9th, 2021. I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes, as always, here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. And, it's been an interesting week, but I'm not going to get into all the interesting things. But what do I have to talk about this week? Well, believe it or not, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are so fucking huge that Ikea has come up with a solution when you're looking for a cabinet to shove their asses in. It's actually pretty cool. The Simpsons have referenced Hayao Miyazaki and Totoro in a new episode that premiered. And oh boy, that's the first time they've ever referenced the anime, but sure, we'll go with it. Hey, the Xbox emulation's coming along pretty nicely, apparently, according to an article in Kotaku, and I have to admit, I always liked the user interface on the Xbox, and I only ever had one for, a very short time. Then a coworker screwed me out of it, but hey, you live and learn. Yeah, you live and learn, then you get screwed, and that's how you learn. And speaking of screwing people over, hey, Sony, thanks for discontinuing all PS4 models except for one PS4 Slim. You're just throwing all your eggs right into the PS5 basket, huh? Yeah, there's that. A man has been arrested for forging popsicle sticks for Pokemon cards. Yeah, you heard that right. Believe me, this one's going to be entertaining. And, of course, where would I be without the Nintendo topic? I mean, hell, I'm talking about Xbox, Sony. Where's the trifecta, right? Well, believe it or not, I guess a long time ago in a, boardroom far the fuck away. Please don't come after me, Disney. Apparently Nintendo laughed their asses off when some executives try to buy their ass. Oh, I'm not going to say which. Just wait for that topic. But hey, all that and my usual witty banter and more this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. But hey, if you're in the mood for something really cool, check out my eBay page, ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. The new year started, which means that I should be, provided the wind blows in the correct direction and all hell doesn't freeze over, be able to put up some newer things. That's right, one person's trash is another person's treasure. I have trading cards, DVDs, video games, miscellaneous crap, stuff that I turn and burn, you name it, I probably have it. I'm your one-stop, gotta-shop place for crap. Hey, and one person's crap's another person's treasure. You never know. You might have those relatives that you don't like. You might have a friend you just want to get a quick gift for. Or you might just find something interesting that I might have cheaper than somebody else. You never know. And hey, let my reputation speak for itself. I have a 100% positive feedback rate. At least the last time I checked I did. I didn't check it at all this week. But hey, come on, come check me out. That's right. That's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. You can also follow me, by the way, over on Twitter at Otaku Rhodes. That's at capital OTAKU, capital RHOADS, over on Twitter. And check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. That's right, it's got a Facebook page. It's going social, folks. Oh, yes. I'm like a disease that just comes along and never wants to leave you alone. Okay, that one hit a little too close to home, but you get the point, right? I'm everywhere. So yeah, check me out over there. And hey, while you're here listening to this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, thumbs down button, and ring the notification bell for when new videos drop right here on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Alright, so let's kind of catch everybody up how my week went. It's been fun, dull, boring, who cares? It really wasn't much that happened this week. My mom and I have been watching Eureka. We're into season 3. I think we're up to season 3, episode 11 now as of the time of this recording, so yay! I've been trying to catch up on making some videos, but I had some stuff that I had to take care of this week, so it kind of prevented me from doing that. And since I'm on what I'd like to call my nice little vacation, I decided I'm going to actually use my vacation to relax for once. Yeah, I actually kind of really need a vacation with how my the end of my year went last year and how this year's already shaping up to look, not just for me, but for a lot of people, but from my perspective, it's not going to end well. So yeah, I kind of need a bit of a vacation. So I'm taking that. Uh, so if you don't see like a bunch of rant videos going up or a lot of discussion videos going up, don't worry, they are coming back. I have a lot of projects that I had to shove to the back burner because of events going on IRL right now. And if you're unfamiliar with that, like I said, I think it was last week or the week before, check out my videos from October. It'll explain everything. Just know that still have the projects going IRL. Still have the projects on the back burner because of the IRL stuff happening right now. So if I don't get around to doing like a crap ton of rant videos or discussion videos, you know what happened. Hey, I have like a crap ton up, so feel free, re-listen to your favorite ones. See if I got anything right in the rant videos or come up with some good topic points for the discussions. I'm still doing the Q&As yet. I still have January's coming up, so feel free to, quote the devil, submit your questions for the Q&A. And if I can't get January's done, then I'll have the questions for if and when I can get the next one up. So your questions will get answered at some point, even if I just have to do a video where it's with text and I'm just answering them that way. But the questions will get answered, trust me. But yeah, otherwise it's been a dull week for the most part. It's just been dull. There's nothing really exciting happening with me. And you know what I avoid talking about here on my channel, so I'm not going to be talking about any of that. And yeah, it's just been a dull week in general. So, yep, let's get into the podcast because the topics, though, this week are actually looking pretty damn impressive, if I do say so myself. Alright, so now, anybody that's ever had a video game console, it is a royal bitch to find that perfect shelving, the perfect media center. You just constantly throw it on a fucking table and just go, oh, well, screw it. It's a giant eyesore, but it's the best I can do. Or you stick it in the most, obscure place because it's the best you could do. And, oh, well, screw it. It's fine. I mean, some people actually re-renovate their entire room just to fit in a game console. It's honestly scary. And there are people that actually have done that. They've like retrofitted, they had a cabinet fabricated literally from scratch just for a game console. Just to literally sit one game console in. Those people are insane, but then again, not everybody is Ikea worthy. Because, believe it or not, if you have a PS5 and an Xbox Series X, you pissed out the $400 or $500 for them, and you're willing to put up with the issues that are happening, people claiming that the Xbox is catching fire, the PS5 pulling the, hey, you're playing an older generation game on your new generation hardware. I don't want you to do that, so you better get the newer game and, don't screw with us. Yeah, well, if you are wondering how you can fit these things into your media cabinet or you want to get a whole new media cabinet because, hey, it's time for an upgrade. I mean, I've had this thing now for 10 plus years. IKEA's got you covered. And by the way, they are not endorsed by this. I'm just building up the hype for this article. I mean, IKEA is basically, I remember the joke from Futurama. It was Pikea in the future, and the robot was like, enjoy your affordable Swedish crap. And every time I think IKEA, I instantly think of, well, there's a screw missing from this, or a bolt's missing from this, or, God forbid, half the table's missing. That's one of the few places that I swear you go there hoping that you're actually going to get something that you can put together, only to realize you're missing like 6 pieces. It's model kits for adults that honestly are not in a good way. So, yeah. Let's just say that I have my reservations about IKEA. No offense to them, but I just don't like you for some reason. Well, they have mock consoles in their store to help you buy a media cabinet. I'm wondering how many people tried to steal these things before they realized they were fake. It's like putting out a bowl of wax fruit and thinking, hey, all right, it's free food and it's wax fruit. But of course, these actually have writing on it, so there's that. But you have to admit, this is definitely an idea. This is something that I think a lot of other stores should do, like have a fake mock-up of like a computer or a TV that you can, justify. Like, okay, look, this is a 18-inch TV or this is a 32-inch TV. Would this fit for this media cabinet? And just, have it on a display table. Like, okay, let me pick this one up and, figure out if it'll fit here or not. Yeah, this could work. Or just go, okay, it's an 18-inch TV, and then recommend, like, underneath, like, this, like, these, units are a perfect match for this. Or something like this. You take a lot of the guesswork out of this. This is actually something that I had suggested at work, and was told it didn't fit the company profile. So, of course, my idea was told, thank you for the idea, but no. But yeah, I mean, this is not giving you a finalized solution, but instead allowing you to come up with your own solution based upon the information made available to you. And I have to admit, I do kind of respect this. Though I will admit it's in millimeters, so you have to do some conversions. But they do have like I kind of like this. They have it in like about or pretty much 6 inches. I kind of like that for the Xbox. That's kind of funny. But the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are very large consoles. Yes, for the price tag, I'm amazed they didn't make them microscopic. In fact, the PS5 is the biggest game console in modern history. Oh, I say give it a little bit. I guarantee you someone will make a computer that can outshine that. And yeah, trust me, it's not a good thing. But anyway, their sizes can make buying a new entertainment center that can actually fit them somewhat of a challenge. Yeah, just sitting them on a table, putting them on your coffee table, or putting them on the floor. It just screams, I don't care about the $500 paperweight that this thing possibly might become. Yeah, okay, sure, Oh, well, I have no food in my fridge. I got like 6 bills that are due. One of them that's final notice. One that said, hey, we're sending the repo guys to pretty much come and stay at your house until you pay us. And I spent $500 on a game console. There are people that are like that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, this is kind of geared towards you, I guess. But Ikea has the solution, though, to help you out. The company made physical sizing guides in the form of a look-alike boxes to help you figure out which cabinets and entertainment centers can house the new consoles. The sizing guides were photographed by a Reddit user, which is actually pretty cool. I do kind of like this, though, and it works really good. I do admit that. But like I said, it would be better if they actually gave you, like, okay, here's the sizes, and then have, like, a piece of paper in front of each and go, okay, for the Xbox Series X, we'd recommend these, as a perfect fit. And the PS5, we recommend these as a, really good fit. You can recommend something. That doesn't mean they're going to take the idea and run with it, but you're recommending it. That's, half the battle. The mock boxes, though, are approximately the same shape as the consoles, of course, with the measurements written on them, which makes sense because you want people to actually look at these and know what the fuck they're doing versus, oh, I'm just going to get this for the hell of it. They're also a great marketing copy on the PS5 mock box to explain exactly what it should be used for, which I'm guessing the Xbox One doesn't need, because I kind of say that you would need that on both, but sure, okay, not a bad idea. So which IKEA media storage unit will be able to fit my new memishly oversized gaming console? Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. We knew that the Xbox Series X and the PS5 were coming. We knew that was going to happen. What bothers me, I want to say about this, is the fact that you're looking at what is essentially a gaming console that is going to be obsolete in like a year or two. And we're going to go through all this hoopla just to make a gaming console, just to make like a shelf for it. And it's going to be obsolete because you'll have like the next generation, like let's say PlayStation, let's say Sony, finally gets up off their ass and we get the PS Infinity. Okay, we get the PlayStation Infinity, let's say hypothetically speaking. And because of that, we get what I'd like to call, I'm going to have to think here for a second. We get what I like to call this massive game console. Massively huge. And that thing is basically looking at us like, what do you want us to do? I don't know. What do you want us to do with you? Because obviously we can play games on you, surf the net, watch TV, but it's not going to matter in like 2-3 years because you're going to be obsolete. So, I don't know. But this is kind of interesting, though. At least Ikea's taken a step to try to make your life's choices for this a little less, annoying. First off, thank you, Ikea, for that. You actually earned some points for that. Mostly because finding a shelf for anything is a pain in the ass. If you've ever gone to, like, the furniture section or the shelf section of like an electronics store like Best Buy, or you've gone to Walmart and you're looking at like the cabinets, the desks, first off, you can never find a goddamn employee. And then when you do, the first thing they're going to do is like, oh, well, we think, this one should work. This will be fine. You take it home and your TV scratches the inside ceiling of the roof of the thing because it's just a centimeter too small. But if you try shoving it in there just at the right angle, it should work. And then you crack your screen and then you're pissed. And honestly, that's never happened to me because I'll just freaking set the TV out in the open because that's how it works. Better. But yeah. But the lookalike boxes, though, seem like they'd be really handy. You won't have to haul your actual PS5 or Xbox Series X to Ikea. First off, I know there are people that go to like hardware stores and they'll bring like a bolt, or they'll bring like, say you have to replace the faucet in your kitchen and like the one part of it's busted and you're unscrewed that part and you're taking it with you to the hardware store to find an exact match. I could see that. In fact, I've even done that. My mom's done that. She had to look for a light bulb the one year. She had to go to a specialty bulb place for that, and I said, just take the burned out bulb with you. Said it'll make it a lot easier to find it. And she did. I can see people doing that. Who in the hell is gonna lug around a $500 paper? Oh, never. I'm asking who's gonna lug around a $500 paperweight, and then I realize we're in the facsimile of the world where we have $1,200 smartphones that literally sit in your pocket and can get crushed by your ass cheek. Yeah, okay, I completely forgot about that. Welcome to the new normal, folks. Yeah. I mean, the new consoles are pretty heavy. No shit. You think? They're heavy. Somebody stop the presses. The Xbox Series X and the PS5 are pretty heavy. Front page news. Seriously. But the decision about whether to stand the consoles upright or vertically in vertical orientation or lay them horizontally in landscape orientation, or basically, let me put it to you this way. If you want it portrait or landscape, is up to you. Honestly, I liked how a lot of people were like, you gotta put, back when I had the PS2, they're like, oh, you gotta put it vertically, it makes it so much better. Yeah, no, I liked it sitting landscape. It was a lot better. Like, horizontally works so much better, because it did. Gravity did most of the work for me. Gravity, held the disc in. Gravity did a lot of the work for me. I really appreciated that. But, of course, you never get the way you want it. So, there is that. But this is pretty cool. The fact that we are actually, getting... I just love this. The fact that you actually can take the mock-ups and try to find the perfect shelf for your media device. See, the perfect shelf, because, I want to make sure that my $500 console is sitting out in the open, for when the thieves break in. and they look right for where your TV is. It's usually the high center items that they'll go for. Oh, my TV's here. Okay, so when the thief, breaks in through the window or picks the lock on your door and they walk in, they're looking for that TV. Your new Ikea Media Center is going to be perfect with the, wonderfully, painstakingly, I used a mock-up to figure out how my PS5 and Xbox Series X are going to fit on this bitch. And you wake up the next morning, you come down, you're like, oh, I'm going to play some games this morning. And you go to turn it on, realizing that both of them are missing, your TV's gone, your couch is missing, and the sick bastard or sick individual stole the ice cube trays out of your freezer. Yeah! There you go! That's a good morning right there. Yeah! But hey, at least the Ikea mock thing, and I will admit, that is a cool idea. Don't get me wrong. I think they should do that for a lot more things than just the game consoles. And there should be other people that should do that too, not just Ikea. Because that does make a huge... That does help a lot. But at the same time, like I said, I would also go one step further and be like, look, here's a list of ones that we recommend. These will work perfectly with your, with this device. Because they could go like, okay, you want to get an 18-inch TV, or you want to get a 32-inch TV or something. I'd actually like to have a list of, this would work out really well for this. We recommend this one because the TV will fit in here, plenty of room. It helps, like, bolster the sound a little bit. Or if you get, like, a stereo, we would recommend this cabinet to put it in because it's like double or triple protected. The back's sealed up so no dust and dirt can get inside, screw up your radio or anything like that. That's the kind of stuff that I would recommend you kind of add into this. But otherwise, this is a pretty cool idea. I'm not going to lie. This is actually pretty neat. Alright, you gotta like it when the Simpsons do something and then people start complaining, oh, gotta cancel the Simpsons, do this and that. This time, I think this is actually kind of an interesting thing. Now, The Simpsons has occasionally delved into the realm of anime. There was the episode when the family went over to Japan. There was the one, I think it was a Treehouse of Horror, where they had like a bunch of different versions of the family come out of the woodwork. But this one, though, definitely kind of interests me. So apparently they referenced Hayao Miyazaki and My Neighbor Totoro in the newest episode that premiered. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, like I was, apparently this episode is kind of interesting. So it launched or included references to anime comic book guy and his wife. That's what threw me for a loop because I didn't know comic book guy got married. And if you've ever seen the comic book guy, you know what I'm talking about. He's the big guy. He's like, worst something ever. That's him. I didn't know he was married. I didn't know he got married. So, you miss a few dozen seasons and you step out of time with the series. It kind of sucks, but still. But yeah, his wife is the mangaka Kumiko. They started hanging out with Homer and Marge, doing trivia and eating ramen with them. And if you look closely, there's a sushi reference, apparently. But I kind of like the ramen. The ramen picture in this is actually pretty interesting. It's a pig sitting in a bowl with a smile on its face, and there's a bunch of noodles on top of it. It's called Ramen Coma. You cannot tell me that is not interesting. First off, that is something that you would remember. If there was ever like a branding for that, holy shit, you would remember that. You'd be like, yep, I was at the place with the pig in the bowl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no way. Love that. That is just perfect. But there is a food truck on here that's like, it says, Nashville Hot Sushi. You can't quite see it, though. But, yeah, it's still interesting. One point, though, in the episode does a contrast between Homer and Marge's stressful life of taking care of their 3 kids, which would be Bart, Lisa, and Maggie, and the comic book guy and Kumiko's freedom to do whatever the hell they want. Part of that freedom is indulging in geeky pastimes, and it shows them going to a Miyazaki marathon. While there, you can see them. We can see them watching Totoro. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So Miyazaki played a big role in the 2014 episode Married to the Blob, which introduced Kumiko. Oh, okay, in it, Kumiko's father is upset about her dating comic book guy. Seriously? Wait a minute. Alright, so back in 2014, man, I miss so much when you give up cable. You miss so much. By God. You miss so much. Okay, so apparently Kumiko, her father was upset about her dating the comic book guy. But Homer tries to cheer him up at a Japanese bar. Then both he and Papa-san drunkenly stagger into a Miyazaki world. Okay. Sure. Alright. And they also used anime in their recent Treehouse, their most recent, by the way, Treehouse of Horror, which, yeah, and they've done it a few times too. But okay, sure. We'll go with that. Yeah, alright. I don't know why they always go for My Neighbor Totoro. I know that the one, I'm pretty sure it was a Treehouse of Horror. They had like a whole bunch of different, the Simpsons families. I know one was like anime, you had like Attack on Titan. Was there, you had like a few dozen other ones. I know Maggie was Pikachu. I think Lisa was pulling the, Misaki from Attack on Titan. So there's like a whole bunch of anime references in that one. But, okay, so she was introduced back in 2014, and that's... First off, holy shit! You miss so much when you give up cable. I'm not going to lie. The Simpsons is still a good show. It's one of those that can take a lot of stuff that's still modernly, popular, the current pop culture trends, and it can put it on its head. It's got the linear timeline and the flexible floating linear timeline. Let's go with that. Where, it's linear because the episode's going to get from point A to point B to point C, but it's floating because the events that take place in point A, point B, and point C in this episode can be contradicted 6 episodes down the road because none of it happened that particular way. So it's one of those unique floating timelines, but has a linear feel to it. So, and yeah, this is technically something that a lot of people deal with. You have, like, couples that have kids. You have couples that are still free and single. They can do whatever the hell they want to do. And you have the ones that have responsibilities. I mean, take me, for example. I constantly get chastised about this at work. Well, you don't have a smartphone. No, I don't see the need for having a smartphone. I don't see the need for spending like $1,000, $1,200, or anything above $150 for something to just make a phone call and send a text message. My phone is simple. It's easy to work. It's unique. It's old school. I like it. Then you also have, well, you don't do Netflix. No, I don't do Netflix. Well, you don't go to bars. No, I don't go to bars. I don't drink. Well, why not? Because I don't want to. That's what kind of makes it different. And it also helps because this is actually also showing the other side of the spectrum where it's basically, this is the freedom that people that don't have responsibilities have, and this is the, non-freedom that, you're an adult now, you're a parent. This shows this side and this side. And this is an age-old battle that is constantly going on even nowadays. So for The Simpsons to reference it, first off, is really impressive. Second off, kudos to them for bringing it up. Because it is something that's referenced every single day. I mean, you're always going to have that person that's like, man, I never want to have kids, or, oh, I can't see myself doing that in 10, 15 years. It's like that commercial, I think it was a Subaru commercial, where the guy was like, oh, we're never doing that. And then every single time he goes, we're never going to do this. And it happens. He's like, oh, we're never having kids. The wife goes, I'm pregnant. And then he's clean, like a couple scenes later, he's cleaning some crayon off the wall. He goes, "We're not having any more kids. I'm pregnant again." And then just like that, he goes, "I'm never letting go." I remember making the joke, he should have said, "We're never going to win the lottery." He probably would be a millionaire right now. Because every time he goes, "We're never, I'm never," or, "No way," and it happens. It's like, yeah, I would have said, "We're never going to win the lottery." Boom! Instant win. That's simple, folks, but holy crap. But, yeah, definitely an interesting concept for The Simpsons. I'm not going to lie. It's flat out really cool. And the fact that they're referencing anime again, it does show the fact that they do have some really unique, aspects to this. They kind of do respect the medium. But I mostly just like that. I will not deny this, that ramen coma. That is so damn cute and adorable. Shit, they should literally just make like a freaking thing for that, like stickers and that. My God, that is beautiful. Ramen coma. I love that. I love that. That is so cute and stupid at the same time. And I like how someone on Twitter goes, "Someone make ramen coma into a real restaurant." Hell, I could do that. We're just going to make ramen. We serve nothing but ramen. All ramen, damn it. It's ramen coma. My God. That is perfect. I'm sorry. That is just fucking perfect. That is the tip of the iceberg of how cool this is. And that is just it's so cute. And you remember that. Oh, God, I love that. I love that picture. I really do love that picture. I love that a lot. Holy crap, ramen coma. Yep, that is so damn cool. Ramen coma. It's just so cool. It really is. That is so damn cute. The good old Xbox. Back in the olden days, right? The emulation, though, apparently is coming along nicely. I do have to admit, as I did have an Xbox for like a few months. A buddy of mine gave me his, and I was talking to my one coworker about it, and the one person was like, "Oh, hey, mind if I borrow it?" And then they broke it or lost it, and it's like, "Oh, well, I'll pay you for it," because it was my bad that it was, lost in the first place or damaged or whatever it was, and then they just up and quit so that I would never get my money. Yeah, so they basically just stole it from me. Oh, fun as that was. But, yeah, so the Xbox emulation is coming along nicely. And I do have to admit, I always liked the Xbox's, I want to say, user interface. How it looked at the start. I kind of liked that. I know that now, in all honesty, the GameCube was my all-time favorite out of this console generation. Because that was just so cool. It's literally a cube and gives you 4 different choices. I thought that was really unique. But the Xbox's wasn't too bad. Sony's, though, was lackluster, I will say that. But, no, this is actually a pretty interesting thing. So while platforms as recent as the PS3 and even the Switch are now running very nicely in emulators because, yeah, you kind of need that, the original Xbox remains something of a thorn in the side of the scene. Oh, of course it did. It's so cool, though, to see it's a ZEMU emulator making such solid progress. I guess it's ZEMU? ZEMU? I'm hoping I'm saying that right. ZEMU's version 0.5 has recently been released. There's a video that shows some of the games that are able to run in it, including big releases like Halo, as well as not such big names, because if you just put nothing but big names in there, you're gonna get some unwanted attention. The video, though, is promising, but it's also using so many random/terrible games for a reason. The majority of the console's library remains unplayable in the emulator, hence this being a progress video for version 0.5. It's not a triumphant full release, though, which sucks. And first off, a lot of people get this really pissed off vibe here. It's like, how come, you're not getting like all these, or how come, I can't play every single emulator. How difficult is it to emulate this stuff? And truth of the matter is, it's a lot harder than you think. There are videos out there that can show you how to do it. Yeah, there's ones that show you how to set up everything. But the truth of the matter is that you're going to run into roadblocks. That's why the people that do this truly are doing the Lord's work as far as the video game community is concerned. It's actually pretty interesting. So, though, if there's a multi-platform game from this generation you're dying to try out again, just go the PS2 version, because the PS2 emulator is pretty much there. It's more mature. It's perfect. The fact to be, I didn't even know that one actually existed because I loved my PlayStation 2. Oh, did I love that thing. I loved playing it. I loved the games that came with that generation. Oh, were they good. Oh, were they good. I'm still pissed I couldn't finish 3 of them because my consoles died on me. I couldn't finish Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2. I couldn't finish, what the hell was it? Oh, hold on. I have the opening stored in my thing here. Give me a second. Because I found the opening. I thought it was a really cool, opening. Hold on. Give me a second here. Hold on. Go here, and then here are your openings. And what was the name of you? No. That was GameCube. No. That's not it. No. Hold on. Where were you? Come on. No, not that. No, be dead. No. Well, Phantasy Star, Shining Force. That's what it was. Shining Force EXA. I couldn't finish that one because that was when I started having issues with my PS2, and then it just kind of died off afterwards. And I did finish Phantasy Star Universe for the most part. Phantasy Star, whichever one was out for the PS2, I did finish it. I didn't like it. I thought the ending sucked. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was crap, but I finished it. There was a few other ones. There was one that I beat the main story, and then when I looked up online to see, well, how much further can I go in this? And I'm like, oh, hell no. When I saw what the next round of bosses, the optional ones are, I'm like, yeah, okay, optional. I'm opting to not do this. I had a hell of a time taking down the final boss of the main game. I sure as hell was not about to try to take on that thing that had like over 100,000 hit points. So, no. But yeah, this is actually pretty interesting. And it's Zemu. It's a version 0.5 release. It's a game showcase. It's a YouTube video, so you can easily pull it up on YouTube, which is pretty cool. But yeah, hopefully this takes off and people can do this. I mean, we're already at the point that we can get somewhat of a multi-platform system. I mean, if you think about it, long time ago I watched a video that Ben Heckendor put up for his Ben Heck show, where he created a game console that could play all 3 game generations. I think at the time it was Wii, PS3, and Xbox 360. And I thought, okay, cool, he's going to, like, rewire these things, he's going to, like, build this monstrosity. No, he just literally built a box and just shoved each one of the game consoles, motherboards, and systems into it. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of wasn't what I thought you were going to do here. But sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with that, sure. But, you know, we're in this era now where we can finally get the ultimate gaming console. Now, if we can just get the emulators to work out really well, get an actually decent one. I mean, hell, look at Sony. For their PlayStation Classic, they basically took an emulator that already existed and used that. And it was a free emulator, and every single game on it, it was proven that every single game on there was a game that's already on this it's on the PlayStation Classic, was already on this emulator. It was just a cut and paste job, and they knew it. But if we can get like a decent emulator, fix it up into I'd say like something maybe the size of a tablet. Maybe not even that. Maybe like a small box or something, maybe even like half the size of a laptop, like an old netbook or something, and literally just honestly go that route, I kind of think we'd be good. I mean, in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, I think we'd be pretty good, actually. Mostly because, in all honesty, it would definitely be pretty interesting. You could have a game console that could literally play GameCube, PlayStation, Xbox. You could have Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo all in one console. That would be kick-ass. And emulators can do that. And us getting further and further with emulation is making things better. Now, of course, and I'm going to say this, the only actual difference in this era for like the Xbox for games would probably be, oh god. Soul Calibur I know is the one. Because the Nintendo had Link, the PS2 had a different character, and Xbox, I think, was Tekken Taihashi unleashed his wrath on the Xbox. I don't remember. Oh no, I think Tekken was PlayStation 2, wasn't it? I don't remember. I just remember Link was a Nintendo because I got the Nintendo one for the GameCube. So you have that being one of the rare game titles that does have like differences between the cross platforms, but otherwise, in all honesty, I kind of agree with this. If it's a multi-platform game, just go for one that's with the other variant. Like, go for the PlayStation 2 one. It's actually probably a lot better. The frame rates were probably a little better, too. Go with that, and then go for, like, 360 for the other games. Because a lot of the 360 games were a little better than the PlayStation 2 games. I won't lie about that in any way, shape, or form. But, yeah, I mean, maybe somebody out there will finally get to the point where we can have an emulator that, or at least a box for it. Somebody can design this, put it up on YouTube, show people how to make their own, and make the ultimate game console. You know, you can play, Xbox, you can play Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, all in one device via emulation. I don't care if they got to put it on, like, SD cards. Like, okay, here, let me pop in the SD card here of my Nintendo Wii, and boom, we're in business. Or, well, I want to play some GameCube games. Here's the GameCube emulator. And boom, it's all up on here. It's all in one console. It's perfect. You can save stuff. It's beautiful. It's just, wow, I just would love to see that. At least in my generation, my day and age, I'd love to see that. Holy shit, that would be cool. But, yeah, I mean, we're getting there. And of course, this is only version 0.5. It included audio, graphics improvements, and more. So, of course, they're still working on it. And it's going to take time. Not everything is perfect. But, yeah, definitely something to keep your eye on, especially when it comes to other emulators. Those things are going to be the wave of the future when it comes to, like, old school games. And a lot of people will go, wait, emulators are kind of illegal. Well, yes and no, because beforehand I would have said yes, wholeheartedly. Oh my god, emulators are fucking illegal like you wouldn't believe. However, with a lot of games going digital nowadays, and a lot of the classic consoles that are coming out, and like their retro style, hey, we want to, cash in on the nostalgia factor, you're gonna have a lot of emulators. That's literally what they're gonna do. Because why release an entire amalgam of games in one box when we can just put it all onto a hard drive, shove it into a small box, fiddle with some motherboards and make a few other things, and problem solved. And just like that, you have every single game released for this particular console in the palm of your hand. Yeah, in fact, they can make the resolution better on them. They can increase the frame rates on it, make it look really good, and boom. You could play Soul Calibur 2 on your 4K TV. Or you could play Link's Awakening on your 4K TV. Or better yet, because what I'd like to do is play Custom Robo again. You could play Custom Robo on your 4K TV. God knows I would love to play that again. Just freaking go to town on Custom Robo again. Man, I would give anything to play that game again. I love that game. That game was fun. That Gotcha Force. I had a lot of GameCube games that I liked. A lot of them. I loved a lot of my GameCube games. They were a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely though, this is something that I would definitely, like I said, beforehand I would have said emulators illegal. Oh my God, yes. But nowadays, the times they be changing, and plus, the same thing kind of stands true for me when it comes to like certain anime sites. You have those people that'll be like, oh well, you can't go to this site. It's an illegal anime site. You know, they don't credit this. With the medium becoming harder and harder to actually get your hands on, like a physical copy, I still stand by sites like Kiss Anime and that are useful so that you want to see if this is something that you really want to invest your money to buy. That's how I always see it. Because I don't want to spend $500-$600 on an anime set that I'm not going to like. Just because, oh, well, the premise sounds cool, but you watch like 2 episodes on one of these sites, and then you can go, well, I don't know. This doesn't seem like it's going to work for me. And then you don't waste the money on it. Or, okay, this sounds pretty cool, and then you can actually look into getting a copy of it. Because, you know, eventually the sites will get taken down. They'll get DCMA strikes. C&D letters will go out. So, of course, you know, you're going to get those. And when that happens, you're up shit creek. So, you know, looking at a couple series beforehand and go, okay, yeah, I kind of want to invest in this and see if I can get it. Plus, a lot of them never were released outside of Japan. And I loved how the one person was arguing that. But, you know, it doesn't make a difference. And it kind of does. But as far as emulators for games go, like I said, beforehand I would have said, yeah, illegal, stay away, dear God, no. But with everything changing nowadays, it becoming harder and harder to get your hands on these older games because either if it's like an old handheld, like a Game Boy Advance or something like that, the batteries inside of them can completely deteriorate and they won't save anymore. If it's like an old, Nintendo cartridge. Now, granted, some of those batteries apparently are still holding pretty well, but they run into the same issue down the road. As far as discs go, discs can actually stop working. I actually have 2 DVDs. It's a Season of Chips. And the discs are just wearing out to the point that they're useless. I've watched them so many times. The discs will just wear out. So if you have a disc-based game, you run the risk of, well, the disc isn't going to work anymore because it's useless. And that's the problem. Or if it's certain games like, it has a code for you to actually use to unlock the game, well, that doesn't do you any good, but the emulator that actually allows you to play the game does. So, yeah, it's beforehand I would have said illegal, not now anymore, no. Now times have changed to this point, I would say no longer illegal, definitely the next step, I want to say, for gaming. I mean, hell, if the companies are actually just shoving emulators into their boxes and charging your ass money, they're legally taking something that's already free, in a way, and just charging you money, and they're getting away with it legally, so what the hell is stopping you from cutting out the middleman and going, oh, look, here, problem solved. Hey, look, I just saved myself $200. Therein lies the issue. But yeah, as far as this is concerned, I kind of have a thing for emulators at this point. I've been watching a lot. Do I own any? No, because I have never figured out which one to get. If I do want to get one, figuring out like how to set this up or anything. And it's something that I've been interested in wanting to learn. I occasionally watch some videos on YouTube about it. It's just that I've never had the patience to do it, the time to try it out, or honestly just the temperament to even sit down and watch the whole video straight through. So there is that. I think I have like in my history on YouTube like 7 or 8 videos that I got like maybe 10 to 15 minutes in on each, and then I go back in like a couple months later and watch more. I know there's an easy way to do this, but I just haven't gotten around to that point yet. But still, this is kind of cool. It is interesting, and wholeheartedly, yeah, I'm down for this. I really freaking am. This is actually pretty cool. So hopefully they can get this up to version 1.0 and people will be happy. If not, hey, you're starting off, and eventually the gaming community will come out and help you. I can guarantee you that. you can tell that a gaming company is just officially sick and tired of the older models. When the new model comes out, it's like, oh, well, the new hotness is out. Let's get rid of the old lazy piece of shit. So Sony Japan has decided to discontinue all PS4 models, save for one PS4 Slim. Of course they have. Why does that honestly not surprise me? I mean, how long did it take Nintendo to stop doing the 3DSs? How long did it take them to stop making the freaking Game Boy, the literal Game Boy games, the Game Boy consoles? How long did it take them to stop making that? A freaking while. That thing stopped at things like in the early 2000s. What does that tell you? I mean, the Game Boy Advance was literally out when they decided, hey, we're going to yank the plug on the Game Boy. I mean, hell, I remember buying a Game Boy Color game, a brand new Game Boy Color game. It was Dragon Ball Z. It was some card battling adventure thing. It was for the Game Boy Color. Legendary Super Warriors. That's what it was. Holy crap. First off, that was a cool game, by the way. It was really interesting. But basically, yeah, what's honestly, what was, there was nothing wrong with that decision. Hey, we're going to stop it now because this thing was our hottest selling, game. It was our hottest selling console. So, of course, so with Sony, well, the PS4 was good, but we want to focus on the PS5. This thing is our new hotness. And, yeah, no. So with the PlayStation 5 out and in the hands of at least a few people, the 7 of you that probably bought it on its day, a majority of people are still trying to get theirs at GameStop because for some reason they think that they can just go into a GameStop and pick it up. I don't understand it either, but apparently people are still trying to find their copies, their games, and their consoles. But, for the few people that have their hands on it, the blessed few that got the chance to sit there and hold the console in their hands on Christmas morning and go, it's mine, all mine. They were basically Gollum from Lord of the Rings. There was basically, my precious. Yes, Gollum, you have a PlayStation 5 now, enjoy it. I'm amazed nobody's tried to make that meme yet. Somebody probably will now. Probably. But yeah, it's the beginning of the end, though, for the PlayStation 4, sadly. It certainly seems to be the case, though, with Sony Interactive Entertainment Japan, Asia's latest move, which has the company ending production of all PlayStation 4 Pro models, as well as all PlayStation 4 Slim models except for one. The last console standing in the PS4 line in Japan is the basic PS4 Slim 500GB jet black model. Let me say that again. The last and final standing PlayStation 4 in the line of PlayStation 4s. This is the Highlander of the PS4s in Japan. Is the basic PS4 Slim 500GB jet black model. Yeah, okay, sure, we'll go with that. And just out of, dumbass curiosity, why was this one chosen and not a 1TB model, per se? I mean, I would prefer giving out consoles that maybe had a little more space, but then again, I'm pretty sure this is to encourage people to just go to the PS5. Well, we know that you're not satisfied with your PlayStation 4, but did we tell you that the PS5's out? Yeah. So while it may be bittersweet to see all these PS4 models being discontinued, honestly, it kind of is. Because that is really, really scary that they ditched all but one version of the freaking game console. That is freaking horrifying. Ending the PlayStation 4 production makes it possible to manufacture more PS5 models, which is good news for folks out there still waiting to get their hands on one of their own. Okay, so you're discontinuing a game console that honestly, and I want to stress this point right here if I may, that honestly is probably still making you money to manufacture more of a game console that you have more pre-orders for than actual consoles. This could cause what I like to call the cascading screw you effect of, well, now there's going to be issues coming out with this round of PS5 models because we piss-whipped it through the door. Oh, well, now this one has an overheating issue because, batch A, C, and G didn't get the right amount of thermal paste and overheat, possibly causing a fire. But hey, don't worry about it. It's a 1 in 10 console chance. Or you have the, oh, well, this one has faulty disk drives, the blue light of death. Or you'll get like the white light of death or something. Or better yet, you'll just get the no power no matter what, the black light of death, or the no light of death. It's basically you can plug it in, the lights aren't even coming on because nobody's home. That sort of deal. So you're discontinuing a game console that's still making you money, and you're doing this. You're basically doing the Apple approach here, where, oh, we don't believe in Steve Jobs' ideas, so we're still selling these because we need the money coming in here to keep ourselves afloat. But at the same time, we don't want to up and admit that, yeah, we had a great idea. Yeah, I thought it was really cool, and nothing. Sure, okay, screw us, the consumers. Because at the end of the day, it does come down to dollars and cents, and the corporations are going to go, it costs us more money to make these, and less money to make this, so we're just going to go with this, not realizing that A is still making you money while B isn't doing shit yet. Okay, and I don't understand. You do realize that a lot of these consoles are just going to be sitting on shelves and in warehouses waiting to be bought. And once people have them, are they going to break down in like 30 seconds that you're canceling every single other PS4 model save for one just to basically, make more PS5s? That kind of bodes a bigger question to me, more so than, oh, well, we're doing this to make some extra, game consoles and get them out to people. I'd be more concerned about how crappy are your consoles now? You're mass producing these things at an alarming rate here. It's almost like you're expecting them to fail. Or do you want people to buy 2 or 3 of them to have in their house? I mean, look, I'm not sure about a lot of people, but I'm pretty damn sure I don't have an extra $1,500 to piss away on a game console. If I had an extra $1,500, believe me, I'd be a little more concerned about other things to pay with it than a freaking game console. Bills would come to mind for starters, and a lot of other expenses. But a game console does not jump to the top of my list. No, does it jump to the top of my list? No. But holy crap. I'm not comfortable with this. I don't think this would be a really great idea. But of course, Sony Japan's gonna do it anyway, and we're screwed. I mean, look at how long it took them to end the PS2. Seriously, they were still accepting repair requests up until a couple of years ago. That's saying something. So whether or not this brilliant idea of theirs is gonna work out, I don't know. But it's interesting that they literally decide right after, oh, well, the new console's been released. Oh, well, the new console's out. We don't have enough supply to meet the demand. We're going to make more, so we're going to discontinue the PS4s. Whereas I would have just kept selling some PS4s. Like, maybe limited the amount you're going to make of them. Or got rid of all but 2 models. Then that gives you a little more of a broader expectation, and went that way. But no, screw us. We're just gonna go whole hog into the PS5. Oh, okay. Like I said, I have some reservations now about this. That makes me wonder how creepy and screwed up the console is in general. I mean, something about this just bodes weird and wrong to me. I just can't put my finger on why. But then again, like I said, I don't work for Sony Japan, so to each their own, I guess, huh? Alright, so this has got to be one of the stupidest crimes in the world. And I mean, this has got to be worse than robbing a bank and transmitting your actual robbery on a police frequency kind of stupid. But still up there nonetheless. So a man has been arrested for forging popsicle sticks to win Pokemon cards. Yes, you heard me correctly. See, over in Japan, there's a really popular popsicle. It's a famous brand of popsicle sticks in Japan. It's called Garu Garu Kun. Well, last year, if you got a lucky stick, you could send it in and get some rare Pokemon cards in return. Now, why is this being brought up, you ask? Well, apparently, if you're this grown-ass man who just got his sorry backside arrested for faking these things, you're gonna know why. The 43-year-old, I'm gonna omit their name for their own sanity or stupidity, forged 25 of these fake winning sticks and sent them in to the company. They took a good long look at these things, a good hard long look at these sticks, and realized something was wrong and contacted the authorities. Yeah, not exactly the most brilliant scheme of all time. Now, before somebody asks, no, the sticks themselves weren't fake. The writing on the sticks was fake. Yeah. Yeah, that's apparently how it goes. I mean, it's kind of terrifying, actually, but yeah, apparently the writing was what was fake, not the popsicle sticks themselves. So, that's, great. The winning card, though, by the way, in case anybody out there is wondering, is the new Pokemon from that upcoming movie. So, yay, it's a promo card. It's extremely rare. Yeah, I can see this thing fetching high prices on eBay. But, yeah, apparently the writing was off on the sticks. It was the same stick, the right stick. It was just the writing on them that was off and fake. But yes, a 43-year-old has faked popsicle sticks to win Pokemon cards. You know, and you wonder why a lot of companies don't like doing promotional things like this. And this is exactly why. Look at McDonald's. Why do you think Monopoly went to like an online style? You have to do it on your phone. Well, let's all remember the lovely jackass that decided to screw over the contestants by giving out the big prize tickets to friends, colleagues, families, and other things like that because, yeah, figured nobody was going to catch on. They caught on. Oh, did they catch on. But yeah, so you fake popsicle sticks to win Pokemon cards. Okay, sure, we'll go with that. And the prize for stupidest idea goes to... I mean, seriously. I don't see it. I mean, 25 of them? You didn't think they might get a little suspicious of this? I mean, worst case scenario, it could have been like maybe, just maybe, you know, they had like 10 sticks total per month, or 10 sticks total per, you know, thing. You sent in 25. And they're looking at this one, yeah, no, something's not right here. Why do we have 25 winning sticks? We only put out 10, and we have those 10 right here. So where the hell did these 25 come from? I mean, and how do we even know that you had a winning stick to begin with? I mean, did you have that and you just try copying and pasting the text on said stick, or did you just try taking a pot shot in the dark as to what it said? I mean, there lies some questions. And lots of questions indeed. But, yeah. Not good, though, for you, I want to say, sadly, but sure. Let's just go for, screwing people out of a prize. It makes you just wonder how badly the world is going to be that you have to screw people out of a prize, out of Pokemon cards from Popsicle sticks. You get no sympathy from me. You're 43 years old. You get no sympathy from me. I'm sorry. You get none. None whatsoever. But hey, here's a consolation prize. I got nothing, but thought I'd be nice and say that anyway. Alright, so this has got to be hilarious as all hell. So, former Xbox executives say that Nintendo laughed their asses off when Microsoft offered to buy it. No offense, I kind of would too. That's kind of funny as hell. So apparently, Microsoft once proposed buying Nintendo in order to lock in its first-party games for the Xbox. Yeah, okay, sure. We'll go with that for 100. The Japanese video game company didn't just decline to entertain the offer. It laughed the tech giant's executives out of the room, according to a report by Bloomberg. I would personally just... I would love to have been there just to hear that. Oh, God, that'd be funny. Steve Ballmer, Microsoft's former CEO, made us go meet with Nintendo to see if they would consider being acquired. Kevin Backus, Microsoft's former director of third-party relations for Xbox, said in an oral history on the creation of the Xbox. They just laughed their asses off. Like, imagine an hour of somebody just laughing at you. That was kind of how that meeting went. I could imagine it. I mean, I know a good joke when I see one. And that's what they were thinking. Microsoft had reached out, though, to a bunch of companies with acquisition offers back when it was first getting the Xbox off the ground. The oral history explains these included Electronic Arts, Midway Games, and Square. Prior to its merger with Enix, EA declined. In Final Fantasy's developer Square's case, the offer was too low. Okay. So Square, before they merged with Enix, becoming Square Enix, which we all know them as today, apparently their Microsoft's offer was too low. See, this is why you don't come to the table with anything less than 6 figures. And even then, that's on the low end of the spectrum. Then there was Nintendo, whose beloved series like Super Mario Bros. And The Legend of Zelda, Microsoft thought would combine well with what it considered to be the Xbox's superior hardware. Your computer inside of the game console. We actually had Nintendo in our building in January of 2000 to work through the details of a joint venture where we gave them all the technical specs of the Xbox, according to Bob McBreen, the head of the Xbox business development, told Bloomberg. The pitch was their hardware stunk, and compared to Sony's PlayStation, it did. So the idea was, listen, you're much better at the game portions of it with Mario and all that stuff. Why don't you let us take care of the hardware? But it didn't work out. Okay, first off, the GameCube was a badass piece of tech. Sure, the Virtual Boy tanked faster than the Titanic, but you have to admit, the GameCube was a step in the right direction. So go piss off. Look at the Game Boy. Look at the Game Boy. The Game Boy Color, and hell, even the Game Boy Advance. Look at the fucking DS 3DS and the DS, the DS Lite, and the 3DS. Go piddle up your piss-ass rope, Microsoft. But Nintendo did not immediately respond to a request for comment, which, okay, that's fine. They were probably like, wait a minute, when did we laugh at them? Like the early 2000s when they wanted to buy our ass. Oh God, that! Holy shit, I remember that! Oh man, that was funny. Well, that was the best joke we heard all year. Holy crap. Can we hear it again? The Nintendo 64 was already out at the time, and Nintendo was preparing to release the GameCube, both of which ended up selling much worse than the SNES. Of course, a few years after that, Nintendo would go on to release the DS and the Wii, two of the most successful gaming platforms ever. I liked the GameCube. I thought the GameCube was cool. I mean, stop dissing the GameCube, damn it, it was cool. Holy crap, that thing was versatile. It came with everything. That was the console of consoles. Stop dissing the GameCube. Sorry, I've said my piece, but god damn it, stop. You might not have heard, but the Switch is doing quite well too, though. In the meantime, Microsoft has continued gobbling up other gaming companies, announcing just last year an agreement to purchase ZeniMax Media, owners of Bethesda Softworks, makers of The Elder Scroll and Fallout! You know, for those of you that know that Todd Howard's going to fuck up the next Fallout game, well, that's going to be fucking it up with Microsoft's money. Oh, that's going to be fun. But still, it makes you wonder, though, what might have happened if Nintendo had declined to, had decided to take up Microsoft's offer of the acquisition. Master Chief could have ended up in Mario Kart, and the Xbox Series X and S might have even ended up with some big first-party launch games. Okay, let's get serious here for a moment. I'm sorry, I don't see Nintendo selling themselves to Microsoft. I mean, first off, like I said, the GameCube was a goddamn good system. It had 4 console ports, or 4 controller ports built right into it, 2 memory card slots. That baby was badass. The games were great for it. I loved a lot of them. It was designed as a party console at best. It had the, oh look, I don't want to be with my friends, I want to play alone aspect, but then if you wanted to play this thing at a party, boom, the console could deliver. I mean, stop dissing the GameCube for starters, god damn it. Okay, the Wii and the DS sold like freaking hotcakes, but for God's sake, the GameCube had its day in the sun. Come on, it had its time. It stood toe-to-toe with PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. You know, the actual company that tried to buy Nintendo. I would agree with Nintendo's laughing at them for an hour straight. Holy shit, that's the best joke ever. Okay, you know, we had some piss poor, runs. Sure, the Virtual Boy was a complete and total train wreck. We will admit that. We had the NES. How many consoles of the NES did we sell? The SNES. We had how many Nintendo games? You had the Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, the N64 for God's sake, the fucking Game Boy Advance, the GameCube was getting ready to be released, and Microsoft wants to buy our ass? Not only would I have laughed them out of the boardroom, I would have recorded that conversation, emailed it to them every day for a year, and said, hey, remember when you wanted to buy us? This is a reminder to never try that again. You wanted to buy Nintendo. That would, honest to God, be, that would be like Cartoon Network wanting to buy Disney, and I'd be like the whole of Disney. I can't. I'm sorry, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And we're gonna buy all of Disney. Every last Disney property, and we're Cartoon Network. That's the same level of stupidity. I mean, I'm sorry, that is the dumbest, and I mean the dumbest thing I have ever heard. You wanted to buy Nintendo! Freaking-Tendo, forgot. You were out of your goddamn mind! Oh, you're gonna buy Nintendo! How insane are you? You're gonna buy freaking Nintendo! Nintendo! This is the gaming company that is gonna own your ass, and you're gonna buy them? I'm sorry. That is that. Honest to God, that is hilarious. Because I don't see that ending well for anyone involved. Oh, here, we're gonna buy Nintendo. I mean, like I said, that's literally like Cartoon Network wanting to buy fucking Disney. And to make it better, that'd be like Cartoon Network wanting to buy Disney with Disney dollars, with the freaking Disney bucks. Oh, here, we're gonna use Disney bucks to buy Disney. Oh. I think if you needed a good laugh this week, this is going to be your laugh, wholeheartedly. Oh my God. Microsoft wanted to buy Nintendo. Could you imagine all of a sudden Nintendo having Halo games? That is the best joke I have ever heard. Nintendo could have been bought by Microsoft. And I'm assuming this is the gaming corporation side of Microsoft, but for God's sake, Microsoft fucked up Windows Vista. They fucked up Windows 8. Don't even get me started on Windows ME. Your gaming side of the company royally screwed the pooch. And you're going to freaking buy Nintendo. You who had the Xbox 360 that ran the risk of getting the Ring of Death. And you're gonna buy... I guarantee you Nintendo at their board meetings, if they start having like a bad meeting, like, okay, we gotta lay some people off, we gotta tell a good joke. Hey, everybody remember when Microsoft wanted to buy our sorry asses? After the 10-minute laughter fest is done, then they get into the, well, we have to lay some people off now, but we thought we'd give you a good laugh before we do. I mean, if you would have came to them like directly after the Virtual Boy had bombed, and maybe, just maybe, it said, look, we want to buy part of you, or we want to go in a partnership with you, I could have possibly seen that maybe working in your favor. But flat out telling them we want to buy your ass. I'm sorry. No, no, and oh, hell no. That is the best joke ever. I am so glad that Nintendo laughed Microsoft right out of the boardroom for that one. I wouldn't have even taken the call. Like, here's your offer. Oh, God. That was the best. That was a good topic. I like that one. That was pretty good. All right, everybody, that's going to do it then this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for, tuning in this week. Thank you all so much for subscribing to the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Don't forget to submit your questions for the next Q&A video. Hopefully it's going to be kind of fun. If not, hey, I tried. It is what it is. But until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful week. And I will catch you next time right here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, only on the Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. Bye, everybody, and have a great, wonderful week.